Welcome to my channel, guys. Today I'm doing one of my most requested videos recently, which is a sit-down video. I did a little Instagram post on my story. I asked you guys to write me questions, anything you wanted, and I got so many questions. There were lots of recurring questions. I tried to kind of go through all of them and pick an even amount of all sorts of questions. These are in no particular order. I just kind of wrote them down as I saw them. So I'm just gonna start from the top. Okay, okay. Let me pause. Sorry, I had to collect myself. Starting out with a loaded question. What was your final straw for you quitting gym? Was it one specific thing or over time? It was definitely something that happened over time. Over the past 3 years, I would say. A million little things added up. And some big things as well, but nothing was really a last straw. There are some things that helped me make my decision though. When I was considering quitting last summer, we had a lot of our old teammates come back home from college to train over the summer, and I asked a lot of them about it, and I asked them, what their schedule looked like, how they felt about everything. I told them my situation, and I just asked for honest advice. And almost every single one of those girls were like, yeah, if you don't love it, I wouldn't go. Have I done anything to stay in shape post-gymnastics? I mean, when you say stay in shape, I'm never going to be able to maintain the gymnastics shape, because there is truly nothing like training your body like a gymnast. But I have tried to stay active. I walk on an incline every day, and I do lots of core and Pilates and stretching. So. Would you like to go to college someday? A lot of people are asking me this. I honestly don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to going to college if I felt like it was something that would help me. At this particular moment, I don't feel the need. I don't want to have anything like college hold me back. If I did go, I'd probably choose to do a film major or something. Why did you originally start posting on YouTube? So my first YouTube video is actually a singing video. I was singing the Carrie Underwood song, Jesus Take the Wheel, and I honestly don't know why that was posted. I think just because YouTube was new at the time, so we were try it out. I really started posting a little bit later when I was a level 3 in gymnastics, so I would have been 6 or 7 years old, and I have relatives in Minnesota, and they couldn't ever come to my gymnastics meets because they live so far away, so we started videoing them and posting them to YouTube and sending over the link, because that was just the easiest way for my family to see them. How often do you think of the Roman Empire? I maybe think about the Roman Empire every 2 years in a history lesson. What do you miss most about gym? Sorry for this, I got a plug super quick. I had 2 singles come out recently called Tag Team and Christmas Feels Weird, and they're sitting all cute and pretty for you on your selected streaming service. Sorry, I have to do it. The thing I miss most about gym is definitely my friends and my coaches. How tall are you? I am very tall. Did you ever struggle with body image or eating as a gymnast, putting your whole life online? Yes. I never talk about this, but it was one of the most asked questions, so I feel like I need to say something about it. I started to have body image issues when I was 14, I think. Looking back now at photos when I was 14, it's scary that I thought that I was fat. Because if you look up photos of me when I was 14, at one point, I actually did start gaining weight. I finally was mature enough to realize that that's what happens when you get older. But then it got to a point where people online were pointing it out on every single video. I think it was the worst when I was 16. 16 was such a rough year for me. It's so unnecessary. You'll look back one day and be like, why did I stress myself out over this? Are you single? Yes. If you could play any instrument, what would it be besides the ones you already play? Okay, so I play ukulele, guitar, and piano. If I could play any instrument other than those 3, I would play violin. Has quitting gymnastics changed your outlook on life, and has it changed your mental health? 1,000,000%. I've only been retired for a couple months, but it feels like it's been so long. My brain has never had this much time to not think about one thing. I feel like my purpose is so much more than how I did at practice that day or whatever. I feel like I know who I am without gymnastics. Somebody said new music soon. I have a super fun project that I'm scrambling to get finished as we speak, and it's an EP, and it's a collection of songs inspired by not necessarily my gymnastics career, but like what the sport put me through mentally, like what I was thinking as I quit. It's not about gymnastics, it's about like me, but from my experiences in gymnastics. Get What You Give is in it.
I never finished that sentence. I meant to say that Get What You Give is in the EP, but it's not inspired by gymnastics. And like all of the songs are like, even though to me, I know what they're about, like they could mean anything to anyone. Like it's not strictly gymnastics.
Stay tuned for this. What was my favorite song to make? My favorite song to make that's out is probably Get What You Give. I have an unreleased song called Gears that is going to be in that EP, and that's probably been my favorite one to record so far. Have your parents divorce? This is another one of my very frequently asked questions. That was way back in 2021. That great year that I was talking about. My family's good. We're all settled into our new life, and yeah. Are you a fan of Taylor Swift? Duh. What type of question is that? What's your favorite Taylor Swift era? Reputation. If I didn't choose Reputation, I would choose Folklore. What made you want to start writing songs / singing? When I was 11, I wanted another hobby that wasn't gymnastics, so I got a ukulele. I learned how to play it and I was just obsessed. I never put it down. I played it all the time. I have always loved singing. When I got my ukulele, I got kind of bored learning other people's songs, so I wanted to try and write one, and I did. Kind of got into singing from songwriting. Favorite book? Okay, I'm not really a reader. I do love reading though when I do, but that being said, last time I read a book was probably when I was like 15. When I was little, my favorite books ever were The Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, but when I got older, my favorite books, this is a book called The Butterfly Code. I was obsessed with this whole trilogy. I've been meaning to reread them because I just remember loving them so much. But where do you get your inspiration to write songs? I've been homeschooled since 3rd grade, so I find a lot of my inspiration from my imagination, or like just things that I've learned from listening to other artists. I used to love writing poetry also, but I'd say the main source of inspiration is taking my personal experiences in my little weird life and kind of twisting them into different stories. I don't know, it's different every time. I just kind of like making all sorts of different songs, and some of them are true, some of them are twisted, some of them are like completely just like made up. But I feel like that's the fun part of it. What has been the hardest part of your life after leaving gymnastics? 1,000,000% watching all of my friends move to college. I hated that. What is the most fun part of making a song? Either writing it or going into the studio and like starting a rough sketch. What is your singing / songwriting journey? I finished my first real song when I was 12, and it's called In the Midst of It All. The second song that I ever wrote is called Lullaby. From the early Whitney era of music, I think that's my favorite one. I wrote Amazing to Me, I think was the 3rd song I ever wrote. A lot of my earlier songwriting was very cheesy, kid-like. When I was 16, I wrote so much that year. 17 was when I wrote my upcoming project. Since I've been 18, I've been writing a lot more grown-up things. Does that count as a songwriting journey? Do your hands and wrists look normal now? Yes! I'll put up a picture of what my wrists looked like at one point. And then I also just had like thick calluses. I still have a scar here, but like other than that, she's smooth, baby. Are you going to take up dance? I absolutely love dancing. I've always wanted to be a dancer ever since I was little. Now that I have the time and energy to do it, I do. What is your biggest pet peeve? So the only one I can think of right now is when your like blankets don't line up perfectly, or like the the sheet comes like up, and then the blankets still, like when the blankets come up off the end of the bed, I can't deal with it. I need everything to be like perfectly like lined up on my bed, or it drives me insane. And my sister Blakely is the complete opposite of me. When she sleeps, she likes to tear all her blankets out and roll them up and like hug them. Ugh. Okay, finishing with music. What's your favorite song that you wrote? So my favorite song that I wrote is a song called I'll Drown. It's included in my upcoming EP. I wrote it when I was 16. I sang it when I opened for Dean Lewis like over a year ago. The other opener, Forrest Black, that was his favorite. So that was all of my questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna push myself to be more active on here. I really want to, you know, stay engaged with you guys. If you guys have any ideas of what you want me to do, please comment them down below. Also, make sure to follow my Instagram and my TikToks, because when I'm not active here, I'm active over there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.